Hey, I'm Zapper, your favorite Immortal 3 yapper. Today, I cooked up a settings stew with everything from maxing out your FPS to cleaner visuals that make aiming easier. Number 1. For max FPS, you should be playing on full screen. Windowless bordered is very convenient, especially if you want to tab in and out quickly, but full screen definitely gives you the max FPS. Number 2. Don't quote me for this, but I've heard that yellow is the color that humans react to the quickest. Because of this, many pros run yellow outlines for enemies. On the other hand, if you're playing Viper, purple outlines are actually the best. This is because purple contrasts the green of your Viper smokes, making it easier to see your enemies. And you know what? Even red outlines can be good too, especially if you run a green crosshair. Not only are red and green contrasting, but our eyes are really good at reacting to those colors quickly. At the end of the day, this one is preference. If one color works better for you, by all means use it. Number 3. Having high ping, or even just ping that jumps around all willy-nilly, can seriously affect your gameplay. If you have high ping, you are quite literally playing Valorant at a constant disadvantage. It affects peeker's advantage, holding angles, and honestly for me, the most annoying is when I disconnect from my ranked games. Disconnecting just one time in a Valorant match can lose you 1 to 2 rounds. Man, and your team's mental too? Oh, you can kiss it goodbye. Luckily, today's technology is pretty sick. Simply by clicking one button on this super cool app called GearUP Booster, I was able to completely fix all my ping issues. The app itself is super easy to use and navigate. Not to mention, tons of pros and popular creators are already using it. I'm talking Joel's TV, Vainsy, Teets, you name it. So it's totally safe to use, and you don't have to worry about getting banned for using it either. It manages to reduce ping and stabilize your network connection simply by optimizing the path between you and the server.
And if you're an avid console player, they even created a new router called HyperRev, so definitely check that out.
You can try out GearUP Booster for free using my link in the description box down below. Number 4. What are the best quality settings? Material quality, set that to low. Anything higher, you're gonna lose out on FPS. And if we're talking competitively, low is just gonna be the best. You remove all the clutter. Texture quality. I'm pretty sure there's no difference between any of the settings here, like not visually or FPS wise. Honestly, pick any, it doesn't matter. I'd go low if you wanna be on the safe side though. Detail quality. I'd say medium or low is fine here. Similar to texture quality, the settings don't change much in your game, except for high in this case. Some details are added, but they're pretty small, and this indeed does lower your FPS. UI quality. For this one, FPS is unaffected, so it's really up to you on what you prefer. As for me, I really like using medium because the black background when you're in the settings menu becomes a lot brighter. Number 5. 1v5. All enemies are on you. Kills 1, kills 2, 3, 4. Glances to the top right. 4 spectators. Oh shit. Anxiety ensues, and we all know what follows. Guess what? Did you know you can turn the spectator count off? Yep, just go into settings, click general, then scroll down to the bottom in the section titled other. Then about the 12th one down roughly should be called show spectator count. Just set this to off, boom, there you go. Number 6. Really quick, I want you to go to settings, video, general, then look at your resolution. If you have anything over a 60Hz monitor and your resolution says 60Hz, then definitely you want to change that to your respective hertz. If you don't, your game will effectively be running at 60Hz, even with a 144Hz monitor and above. Number 7. Here are my favorite minimap settings. Competitively, I find them to be the best. You have consistency because it's not constantly rotating, and what's even better, you can see the entire map at all times. Number 8. Constantly missing shots and don't know why? Turn on your shooting error graph. Simply go to settings, video, stats, scroll all the way to the bottom and click on the graph button. This will turn on a little graph for you. If you shoot while not moving, you will get yellow lines, and if you shoot while you are moving, the lines will be blue. For obvious reasons, we want to keep these lines yellow. Number 9. If you want your mouse to register as fast as possible on your game, then you need to turn on raw input buffer. Just go to general in your settings and it should be the last one in the mouse section. Simply turn this on, and once you do, the inputs from your mouse will be registered on the game as fast as possible. Oh, and right above it, invert your mouse. Yep, you definitely want to turn that one on as well. Number 10. Time to find out if left-hand view model might be right for you. Humans can be left eye, right eye, or both eye dominant. You can easily find out which one you are by using this little chart right here. If you're right eye dominant, the left-hand view model is better in theory. I'm right eye dominant though, and I still use the right hand model. So just try them both out and see which feels best for you. Number 11. If you haven't seen my video on the best sensitivities for Valorant, they range between 40 to 60 centimeters per 360. The reason for this is simply put because this range allows you to easily aim at those Jet and Raze players who constantly fly around the map, while also giving you enough control to precisely hit small targets. On screen shows the sensitivities that fall within this range based on a few common DPI people use. Number 12. If you've ever misheard where an enemy's at and lost the round because of it, this next setting is going to be your best friend. Just go to Settings, Audio, and at the bottom, just click on the checkbox for Enable HRTF. This setting literally just enhances audio and makes it easier to locate and identify sounds accurately. Number 13. This next one is perfect if you're trying to clutch up and your team just won't stop yapping in your ear. You can set Mute All to a keybind. Simply go to Controls, then Communication. At the bottom of the first section, there is both a party voice and team voice clutch mute key. Just set it to something you will remember and have fun muting those yappers every time you are clutching up. Number 14. This is another super important setting that can often save you from dying, but also embarrassment too. Just go to Controls, Equipment, then in the Equipment section at the bottom, make sure the Don't Auto Equip Melee button is checked on and you have the Auto Equip Prioritizes the Strongest enabled right above it. Number 15. Another super helpful setting in the Equipment section is Aim Down Sights and Sniper Rifle Aim. I like to set both of these to hold. For me, it makes it way easier and faster to go back and forth between scoped and unscoped. The trick here is to also set your toggle zoom level to up on your scroll wheel. That way you can still double zoom if you need to. Number 16. The next setting is going to be found in General. Just scroll down to the other section, and where it says Show Blood, I like to turn it on. This one is kind of preference and I've used both a lot. I tend to find that having blood on makes it easier to see when you hit an enemy that's hiding behind a box. If you find out someone is camping in a corner because of this, it can quite literally net you a free kill and possibly an entire round. Number 17. Anti-aliasing. What is it and what should you set it to? So guys, this one's tough. If you really need that FPS boost, you should be turning this off. However, enabling MSAA 2x and 4x will enhance your visuals, allowing you to see things more clearly. This especially applies if you're moving your camera around. For obvious reasons, this makes aiming easier. Number 18. Turn off show corpses. Sometimes the bodies on the ground get in the way of things you need to see, like killjoy mollies or even enemies playing headshot angles. For me, this setting helps when I'm playing Sage and I want to res my team. Simply just makes it easier to determine if you're looking at an enemy or an ally on the ground. Number 19. If you have bought any gun skins in Valorant and thought they looked a little funky, it's probably because of your Anisotropic filtering. Changing the setting literally has no effect on your FPS. But if you have it on 1x, some skins will look a little wonky. I keep mine on 4x because I've heard anything above that doesn't really do anything. This setting quite literally just changes the lighting on some gun skins, making the lighting a little more crisp at higher settings. Number 20. Your crosshair matters. You should be picking something that is visually appealing to you and also allows you to keep precision during gunfights. This is the crosshair I like to run personally, but I also have a bunch of pro crosshairs for you guys, from TenZ to Curry and so on. I'll have all of these crosshair codes linked for you guys down below so you can try them all out. Some final settings that I think are worth mentioning that help a lot with FPS are going to be improved clarity, bloom, distortion, and first-person shadows. These are all found right under the quality settings that I covered first in this video. None of these settings will give you a competitive advantage for having on, and all of them will increase your FPS. So I would just set them all to off.
Dominating. Okay, where's